Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. We're jumping right into it. I've already got my tips on. My nails are ready to go. I have used my LGN Pro dehydrator and rubber base coat. The tips were done with dual forms with crystal clear. And I'm going to be using crystal clear and true nude in this. This is the true nude that I mixed the color myself. So if you buy it, it will not be this color. I altered it. So, yeah, don't expect this color if you're buying it. Please ignore the milky white in the background. I pulled it out. I thought I might use it, but I didn't. So, yeah, just pay no attention to it. All I'm going to do with the True Nude is just this little bit right here. I'm just going to put it over where my natural nails are showing. These are going to be glass nails. So, I like to do this step when I do any kind of see-through nails. It just kind of camouflages my natural nails, which are not very evenly colored. And there's still a little bit of residual gel on there from my last set. So yeah, that's why I do this. It's like a CC cream or a BB cream, like the way you'd use it on your face. That's what this does for my nails. So yeah, I'm just going to put a very thin layer of that just where my natural nails are showing. I'm only going to show you a couple of them because it's, it's very simple and repetitive on every nail. Once I get it on every nail and get it nice and smooth and looking the way I want, they get a full cure, and then we can move on. Okay, got those cured. Now, I give them a wipe too because I'm going to be messing with dried flowers and they want anything to stick to them. So, I bought these on Amazon. I was originally planning to do regular milk bath nails. The pastel, pretty, springy, colors. But when I went shopping for some dried flowers on Amazon, I saw these black ones and I had to have them. So, yeah, I'm going to unpack them, cut them up, the ones I want to use, and get them all laid out, and that's what has happened here. I did not do any tester nails for this set. At this point, I had no idea what I was going to do, so I just clipped out some things I thought I might use. Also, I got this new little flash curing lamp. I will leave it linked as well as the flowers. This one is awesome. I love it. It has a sensor to it. It has a countdown clock on it, or you can just straight turn it on. So, yeah, this thing, I love it. It's worth every penny so far. And it's got that little magnetic stand, and yeah, it is very sensitive though. So, I'm going to be using that glitter, just like the Milky White. Ignore the other two sparkly things there. I ended up not using them. I got them out just in case. Because, like I said, at this point, I had no idea which direction these nails were going to go in. I just wanted flowers, and mostly black. So, yeah. My pinky nail is going to look done here shortly, but I end up redoing it. I will get to that later when I redo it. So, anyway, I did know that I wanted my middle nail and my ring nail to be, like one large flower, kind of cut in half, so when the nails were put together, it kind of looked like the flower was whole, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's the flower I picked for this. Now, these flowers are very kind of thick, especially if you're used to just dried flowers that you would buy specifically for nails. These are very thick flowers. These are not made for nails. I mean, they can go in them, but y'all saw how big they were. They're more for like or arts and crafts type stuff, scrapbooking, using in resin. I saw some picture frames people had made with them, just all kinds of really pretty stuff. They caught my eye when I was looking for dried flowers. I decided to, when I was searching for them on Amazon, I decided to search just for dried flowers, not dried flowers for nails. Because sometimes it'll show you a lot different kind of stuff if you take off the for nails part. Like for chrome powders and flakes, all kinds of stuff, glitter. So yeah, if you're searching for stuff, try taking out the 4 nails, and it'll show you all other kinds of stuff too. So that's how I found these. Anyway, I'm clipping off the parts that are sticking out that I don't, want hanging over or whatever. They will file away, but it's much easier to cut them, I think, especially these thicker parts. You saw where I laid down the thin layer of gel and then held the plastic over my nail to hold it down to my nail. That is the best approach, I think, with these thicker flowers. I messed up a little bit. I ended up squeezing a little too hard. And with these very thin tips that I made with the dual forms, I ended up making these 2 nails more of an hourglass shape. You'll see when I flip them over at some point. Yeah, I squeezed it a little too hard when I was flash curing it. So it was fixable. I ended up just putting a little more gel on when I was encapsulating, and then taking a file underneath of them and filing out the extra thickness at the end. But yeah, I squeezed them a little too tight here. I saw that I did it with my middle nail, and I was trying not to squeeze this one as tight, but I still squeezed it too tight. You'll see here in a minute. But anyway, that one still didn't cure down all the way. I don't know if my finger was in the way, or I didn't hold it under there long enough, or I don't know. So to fix that, I am getting some of the clear gel up under the parts that are sticking out. It's sticking out on both sides. So I guess my fingers were just in the way of the light, I think is what it was. So yeah, I'm getting that just a tiny bit of clear up under here. I'm going to wrap the plastic around again and put them back under the little flash curing lamp. And once I get them to where I like them, then they go in the full-size lamp and get a total 1-minute cure. Okay, so I got those cured down really well. Now I'm going to add something to where the center of the flower would be. After doing these, I can kind of see why you don't really see black flowers in nails a whole lot. That just, to me right now, it just looks like a black splat on the nail, like a bunch of paint just splattered. They're not very three-dimensional looking, not as much as the, lighter colored ones. You can't see like the center of them or the different variations in color, or, whatever. So yeah, all I'm doing is putting a little bit of clear gel where I want, so you can see that flash curing lamp kicking on. The sensor on it is extremely sensitive. So yeah, anyway, clear gel, a little bit of glitter, then I'll give them a cure. Okay, I got that glitter cured. Moving on to my pointer nail. And I'm going to do the same thing to it that I've been doing. I'm going to pick out some flowers that I want to use. Get a layer of clear gel to cure them into. Hold them down with the plastic and cure them into place. Now, this finger ended up being a lot of it ended up being off screen. I was so into doing this set. I was so, excited and everything. I kept forgetting to watch the where I was recording and make sure that everything was in shot. But the thumbnail is in shot really well. So, and this I think ends up being my favorite nail of the whole set. I really like this one. the flowers I put into it and the glitter and the finishing touches I added. And yeah, this one just ended up being my favorite one. And now looking back, honestly, those silver flakes that are over to the side, they're from that chrome set I showed y'all last week. I wish I had used the silver flakes instead of that glitter for just the center of those big ones, but I didn't, so oh well. So yeah, picking that flower, and I didn't want it to be just straight up and down like that. I wanted it to look a little more interesting. But yeah, isn't that a pretty flower? I love these. You can see on some of them that are like the tiny flowers on the stems that were in the big packages. You can see where they dipped them in the black dye. I guess that's why they're so flat and black. Because, I mean, of course they've been dyed. I mean, how many flowers are naturally black, that you find in nature? I mean, all these dyed flowers, or all these dried flowers, I'm sure are dyed pretty much, except maybe the whitish ones. But, yeah, I mean, they have to dye them. By the time they dry, they'd be so pale, and, yeah. Anyway, got those flowers cured down on my thumbnail, and so now I'm going to add some glitter onto the pointer and the thumb. I'm just going to kind of mostly try putting it in the areas where there are no flowers already. They do get on top of the flowers a little bit, which is fine. I kind of purposely did that in a few places, but it's such a sheer glitter, this one is, that it put it over top of these flowers a little bit wasn't an issue. I just didn't want to cover them up too much. So yeah, just like the other nail, once I get it in place, I'm going to give them a cure. And then I'm trying to think. Then I think maybe we work on that pinky nail. Okay, so I removed what I did to the pinky nail. Of course, cut it out of the video because it looked terrible, I thought, and it just did not go with the other nails. So yeah, I just clipped off the edge and filed off what was left on there and just put a new tip on and starting over. So, what I'm doing, same thing I did before. Layer of clear gel. I'm going to pick my flower that I want on there and cure it into place. I'm really glad, though, that I did decide to change it because I think this looks so much better than what I did originally. If you saw a glimpse of it in the video before now, it did not look good, I didn't think. I put one of those very thin big leaves, like the lacy looking leaves, down and put white flowers on top of it, and those white flowers are just more yellowish, and they just did not go. But see, I think that looks a million times better. I love that nail. So yeah, same thing as I've been doing. Got it cured down and everything trimmed off, and now it gets a little bit of glitter. So now I've got them all the way I want them to look. Now it's encapsulation time. So I think I left 2 of these in because the middle and ring nail, I left the ring nail in where that's the thicker flowers. I thought y'all might want to see that. I don't know. So yeah, I left the pinky and the ring nail in. God, I can't talk today. So yeah, I'm getting my slip layer down and then picking up a scoop of gel and encapsulating. I will say I usually start out good on my pinky. I start out and it just sculpts perfectly. It looks almost like you would want the finished nail, and then the more I go down my hand, the worse I get for some reason. You would think it would be the opposite way, like you'd start off bad and get better as you go. But yeah, I don't know. My pinky nail always seems to do good. See, look at that. But then, yeah, as I go, they get worse. So yeah, I've got that one cured. For the ring nail, I'm going to start off with a thicker slip layer than I would usually do because the thickness of the flower that's already on there, I want to make sure I'm getting gel work down into all of it. I'm not leaving any air pockets or big bubbles. You know, I want to make sure that I get plenty of gel on there, and I'm pushing it down into that flower. Then I will get my bigger scoop of gel and encapsulate. So now they are all encapsulated. Sculpting is done. I'm going to wipe, file, shape, buff, all that good stuff, and that's where we are now. And yeah, I'm liking what's going on so far, but I feel like they need a little something extra. So I have finally figured out how to make this bling gel work with chrome powder. I think I was curing it too much before. Once I started giving it like a 20 to 30 second cure, I started having a lot more luck with it. And not using such a rough brush to kind of clean the excess chrome away after I got it rubbed in. So, yeah. So, get a couple scoops of that out. That's way more than I'm going to need. That's about twice as much as I'm going to need. But, yeah, I always put too much out. And then I'm going to add a little bit of black gel paint. I'm going to be putting silver chrome on top of this, so you want to back it with black when you're doing stuff like this so it looks like actual silver and not like a sheer silver. I'm going to be using the chrome powder from the set that I showed y'all last week. So yeah, you could see on those swatches that I did that just the one coat of chrome on clear, it doesn't look silver. It looks silver-ish. So I've got my detailer brush out here. I think it's a 12 mil size, and I'm just kind of exercising it, as Dorota Poliska says. That's where I learned this from. And this just loosens up your brush and gets it nice and bendy so it flows on your nail better and it just works better. So, and that also getting that gel all worked in to that brush. So, what I'm going to do here is just kind of pull out very shaky lines coming out from the center of this flower. We'll do the same thing on my ring nail too. Like I said, I feel like these flowers just looked flat, so I wanted to add a little bit of dimensionality to them, was why I did this basically. So, yeah, this very simple thing to do. This is the kind of nail art I like. Shaky hands and not being steady are a plus when it comes to stuff like this. I didn't want any straight lines. I want them to be very flowy and have a lot of movement to them. So, yeah, this is the kind of nail art that I really dig. It's very simple for me. So, yeah, I'm going to get each nail done. Okay, let me back up. The middle and ring nails, they're going to get these shaky lines coming out from the center. The rest of them get like a shaky frame going around the side. You'll see as we go. I am kind of flash curing for just a couple seconds in between each nail. That way, if I knock them or accidentally hit them with another finger or whatever, I'm not wiping off what I just did. But I'm not giving them a full cure. So that way the chrome will stick. So, yeah. Anyway, I've zoomed in on a few of these so y'all could see up close what was going on. And I will just let y'all watch. Okay, so I've got all my chrome rubbed in, and I'm liking the way they look. I'm going to clean all this up. I've got one more step to go. I'm going to use a little of my rubber base coat. This ends up being, as usual, about twice as much as I needed, and it's still a very tiny little bit, so I didn't feel that bad. But yeah, I didn't need very much at all. And then I'm going to use some of the world's tiniest caviar beads. These things are so tiny. I'm just going to mix a bunch of them in with this base gel. And then I'm going to put them in the center of those, the middle nail and the ring nail. The glitter, I didn't like how it looked after everything was said and done. It just, I don't know, with the silver all around it, it didn't have the right tone to it. And with my middle nail, I kind of filed into it a little bit when I was shaping, and it's not the same color as the glitter on the ring nail. So yeah, that's why I did this step. And this, I ended up putting way too much on, so I'm going to scoop about half of that off. And where these are such tiny little caviar beads, they're not going to put a lot of volume on the nail when I go to top coat. So that's another reason why I use these itty bitty ones. But yeah, I don't know. I like the way they look better than that glitter after, after everything's said and done. So now finally it is top coat time. And yes, I'm going over chrome. This is my bottle that is almost, well, I don't know, but it's still got about a third of a bottle left, but I've got another bottle that's pretty full, that's fairly new. That is what I use for everything else. You do need a different bottle of top coat for going over chrome, because you will transfer chrome back into your top coat. And you will find out at a very inconvenient time when you're trying to do some very, solid color nails. You don't want any sparkle or anything on, you'll find out at a bad time. So yeah, that's why I'm using this top coat. But anyway, I am, since I'm doing these nails that are clear, I like to top coat the bottom and the top at the same time, so it can cure all as one layer. I just feel like it looks better and it wears better. And honestly, it's easier to do it all in one step, I think, because when you top coat the bottom, your brush will kind of wrap over around the top and leave little brush lines, or it'll mess up what you've done on top either way. So yeah, I just like to do it all at once for several reasons. But anyway, I'm gonna top coat these and then we'll finish up. all done. Oh, I love these. I'm so glad I went with the black flowers. I just think they look so cool. And it's not something you see hardly any. I searched it up and I could only find one other set that had used anything approaching black flowers. So, yeah, I had to give them a try. I thought they were so cool. And I was kind of getting sick of pastels on every set. So, yeah, y'all let me know what you think. I think they look really cool. My thumb and my pinky are my favorite ones. I do need to do my other hand though, so y'all let me know what you want to see on that hand. I am kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do to it, but so yeah, anyway, give me your opinions. Let me know what you think. Thank you for sticking around. I do appreciate y'all so much. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.